Dooley, sports massage therapist and yoga teacher. This week, I'm going to take you through some poses with a breath that encourages diaphragmatic breathing. The diaphragm is a thin muscle just below the rib cage. When we inhale, it makes a bit of a bowl shape to expand and allow the volume in our lungs to increase, allowing air to come in. And then as we exhale, it moves back up, flattens out, helping us to expel air. Daily life, running, sport, we can end up getting quite tight, particularly when we're working on engaging core, and end up holding so that the muscle doesn't really fully expand, and then it doesn't get to fully come, and we end up breathing into our chest area, which is one of the things we'll tend to do in the fight or flight mode naturally, to sort of tense up, and we can end up getting quite tense. And then what happens when you're sitting at the computer is you just get tight in your shoulders. When you're trying to run, you're restricting your arm movement because everything's being held here. And you can think about it as much as you like, but I find with a focus on a breath practice, it helps to get my mind out of the way, really hone into what I'm feeling within my body, which helps me to relax my nervous system and breathe better. When you work with breathing practices, sometimes it can make you a bit heady. So if you start to feel lightheaded, just come down and rest into child's pose. Gather yourself up. So just coming down to there if you feel a bit lightheaded or breathless. Equally, moving slowly. So we're going to be doing some forward folds within this. Again, come up really slowly. If you need to take a moment to just regather yourself or sit down, then do that too. So just to start with, you're going to be inhaling through your nose and hissing like a snake through your mouth. So on the exhale, you're exhaling through your mouth. It helps to take your tongue just behind the top teeth. So inhale. And just getting a sense with a few breaths like that of what you're feeling as you're exhaling through your body. For me, I can feel everything relaxing from shoulders down through into my hips. And just take your hand onto your chest and one hand onto your belly as you do it. We take one more breath like this. And then just take a couple of normal breaths. And then take your feet wide as is comfortable. We're going to be doing a forward fold. We're going to start with halfway. Idea is being to lengthen through your back. Now you may be comfortable with your legs straight, pressing down through your feet, or it might be that you slightly bend your knees, soften your knees slightly. Take the hands into your hips, pressing down through your feet. So just feeling the ground pushing back up through your feet. Take a deep breath in. Think of lengthening through legs and hips as you inhale. Chest is lifting. Exhale, folding forward at the hips as you hiss. Shins tilting slightly in towards your collarbone, so the back of your Head and neck is staying nice and long. I'm going to take a couple more breaths here. Really honing into your breath, what you're feeling here. And then bend your knees as much as you need to. We're going to release our hands down towards the floor, or if your hands don't get to the floor, just take them wherever they land on your legs, just so they feel like they're supported. And we're going to do that again here. So inhaling, just allowing the crown of your head to drop towards the floor. Hissing out on the exhale. And then gently bending your knees. Just taking a moment, taking a couple of normal breaths. Take your hands up just above your knees. Press down through your feet. And then just gently lengthening. Coming all the way back up to standing. Walk your feet back in towards each other. And then step your feet wide, toes pointing out. This one is quite a strong movement. You're going to be bending your knees out over your toes. You may just get to there, or you may go all the way down, just going to where your body allows you to go comfortably. You're not looking to push. This is much more about experiencing how your breath feels within your body as you're going through these movements. Take your palms together, so elbows are nice and wide, shoulders nice and relaxed, taking a deep breath in. Exhale, hissing out, bending your knees out over your toes. Inhale, press down through your feet to come up. Exhale, pelvis is like it's dropping straight towards the floor. Inhale, pressing down to come up. And one last. Exhale. Inhale, pressing down, bringing your feet up. Walk your feet back in towards each other. And again, just taking a couple of normal breaths here. And then come down to lying on your front. We're going to do Sphinx, or you can do, depending on where your shoulders are at, it's an easy version of Cobra. So you can either take your hands opposite your elbows. So that's going to look like that from front on. And then you're going to walk your elbows underneath your shoulders. And you're just letting your hips stay in contact with the mat. Think of allowing your belly to drop down through the floor, or you can be in Sphinx, elbows slightly under the chest, hands just resting forwards. Slightly tilt your chin to your collarbone so you keep the back of your neck nice and long. Taking a deep breath in, we're going to hiss out. And again, really tuning into the movements your body wants to make and just allowing the breath to move your body, allowing your body to make the movements your breath is creating. And then gently tuck your toes underneath you, lifting your hips up. Take your knees wide, touch the big toes together, and then gently drawing your hips back, just taking a few normal breaths. You can have your palms down, turn your palms up toward the ceiling, or take them back behind, or stack fists under your head, whatever's the most comfortable. And then come back to lying on your back. Take the soles of your feet together, let your knees drop out. If you're really tight through the adductors, through the inside of your thighs, you can prop pillows under your legs. And then just resting your hands on your belly, or you can take your arms out wide, whatever's the most comfortable. And I'm going to take 3 hissing breaths here. And then gently draw your knees in towards each other, in over your hips. And again, just taking a couple of normal breaths here. Slowly bring yourself back up to sitting. So that's just a way of playing with some breathing practices, which over time will help to build strength and the ability to relax the muscles in and around the diaphragm. I also find when I'm doing that breathing that I get quite a lot of release through my shoulders, my lower back, and even into my hips, but it's going to be slightly different for everybody depending on where you carry the most of your tension, but just something to play with. So have a lovely week, and I will see you next week.